Hello, welcome to another Super Play video. This one is going to be looking at issue 10, August 1993. So we're now in the double figures. Like I say, there's 47 issues to go through and Super Play Gold as well. So front cover here we've got Final Fight 2, a game I was really looking forward to when I was a kid because I was really liked the scrolling beat 'em ups. And well, it's got a two-player option like the original Super Nintendo Final Fight didn't. But anyway, we'll get onto that in a few moments. So, as we can see here, we've got an advert for Jim Connor's tennis and then the editorial page. Then right down at the bottom, we've got a little advert here for the Super Play Gold that I just quickly mentioned. So, first up, we have got the import reviews here. Only a couple of UK reviews this month, then player's guide and the features, just usual setup. So we have got a little bit of news straight away on what is really happening, what really has happened to the Super NES CD. Like we've said quite a few times, sadly that never actually came to light. Then again we've got the Super Play profiles down at the bottom, and then we've got a bit of news there on the Super Mario collection and also Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So anyway, moving on. So what have we got here? Picture here from Stunt Race FX, which was obviously one of the big upcoming Super FX games. Then we've got something Mega Man X, bit of news there, and also Clay Fighter, which is a game I've got in my collection. Not that bad a game really, but not amazing either. And then a few pads and remotes featured there. Then we've got Live from Hell City as usual. Nothing really jumping out too much at the moment. As pointed out a couple of issues back, we've got a little bit of a fanzine features now. Oh God. So just seen the price of Bubsy the Bobcat, a game I really don't like, £55. And that's on NTSC, well, American. And then we've got Alien 3 there at 45, so quite expensive back then. And we've got a little bit of news here for Super Empire Strikes Back, the second game in the Super Star Wars trilogy. Then we have got Fantasy Quest, again looking at your big RPG news. Lufia, a game I actually have owned but I didn't really get around to playing it, same with Paladin's Quest. Secret of Mana down here, one of my favourite games of all time. I really do like that one. And only recently completed it for the first time ever. Moving on, we have got some film licenses here. So we've got Last Action Hero and Cliffhanger, both awful games. And then a bit of news here for a game called Rocky Rodent, which I'm sure got bad reviews as well. So quite a lot of tat mentioned in this issue at the moment. So anyway, moving on, we've got the Super Play Hot List. Royal Rumble there, Whirlo, which I've only recently just picked up. Well, Xandra's Big Adventure. And what else have we got? Also Striker, Turrican, and Striker again. Then a bit of news there on Kira and the Super Scope being advertised by the Mario Brothers there, well, the film version. And then we've got some anime news with the Anime World. And then we've got first page on Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So we're obviously talking about getting the UK release date. Aim with the UK release in early October 1993. So that should probably be reviewed in the next couple of issues when I get up to it. I think it is issue 12, it rings a bell. And then we've got, what's this? The top 5 tackiest games, Home Improvement, based on a TV series, Beethoven, Barbie, Leicester, and Super Troll Island. They all sound awful. Then we've also got a game here, Super Family Tennis, which is in my Super Play Top 100. Just got it there. And then we've got the charts. Super Star Wars still at number 1. Bubsy #1 in the UK import chart, and then Final Fight 2, and then Star Fox in the Japanese and American charts. And then interview, I'm never going to pronounce his name, someone from Konami. Yeah, I'm never going to be able to pronounce that. But looking at this, obviously, we've got some pictures here of the Turtles Tournament Fighters game that was due out. So, featured review, we have got Final Fight 2. So it's a Japanese review. Priced at £70, which is quite crazy. Like I say, you can get this between 15 to 20 quid now on Japanese import, so it's not too expensive. And it's not that bad a game, really. Like most scroll and beat 'em ups, you know, if you're playing it with mates, it's quite fun for a while. So again, you're going through the different characters, going through the levels, so quite a lot of stuff shown in this review. Again, they've got the car smashing bonus level up here, and then quite a bit of text, what we actually think of the game, giving it 75%, which isn't that bad, really. You can almost like recommend it, or you know, like rent it out for a weekend type thing. If you do want to get it on UK release, it does cost quite a lot more. But anyway, next up we have got Super Turrican. 80% they've given that. Like I say, it's something I've already played on the ST and Amiga back in the day. Then we've got an old advert here for the manga videos. Chicago Calling. So this is Summer CES from June 1993. So again, all the up and coming games here. We've got Brawl Brothers, Beauty and the Beast, Arrow the Acrobat, and obviously it's talking about, you know, quite a few of the big games that we've seen. List them all here, all the different companies. So a really good feature, you know, just sort of whetting your appetite, because obviously I didn't really have the internet back then for all your news, so you had to be looking for all these magazines. And as you can see, there's quite a few screenshots down here. You've got quite a few you know, pictures of the box art and stuff, and it's going through every single company, you know, what they're actually working on. Oh God, that WCW game isn't that great. Anyway, so that's like about 7 or 8 page feature on that, so that's really, really good. Next up we have got WWF Royal Rumble game. Now this cost 60 quid, and I remember my friend buying this. It was quite a step up from Super WrestleMania. 79% they've given it, which isn't that bad, really. Nice graphics and everything. I think there was 12 wrestlers to choose from, and obviously it had the Royal Rumble as well, but it was only obviously 12 people in the Rumble. I think what's surprising is how many of these are obviously sadly no longer with us. Crush has gone, Macho Man, Yokozuna, I think Mr. Perfect as well over there, so there's a fair few. And then we have got, next up, one game that I absolutely hate. It's Bubsy the Bobcat. It's just a platform game which is just awful. We briefly mentioned it on the Game Boy Advance episode, not because it's out on there. I can't remember how we came up with discussing it, but yeah, not great. 77% they gave that. It's just not a great game. And I know it's got some fans out there, but I've just never ever liked it. He just thinks it's too zany. It's just, oh God, bloody nightmare. Anyway, next up we've got Striker, a really good football game, and again it doesn't really cost that much money, so you can pick it up for a good price. And it had the indoor matches as well, which are absolutely brilliant. Because again, this was around the time like FIFA was only just coming onto the scene, so it was good, you know, a really popular choice. 89% they gave that, so graphics aren't brilliant, but it was just really, really playable. Next up we have got, what's this, Different Strokes. It's basically advertising games different ways, so the Japanese way of advertising it and then the American way. So it's showing the different games here: Thunder Spirits, Prince of Persia, Final Fantasy series, Mega Man, Street Fighter. So it's good to see some of, you know, the different art from the different countries. Run Saber, 59%, never actually ever played that. And then this is one of my favourite games of all time, Absolutely love it. Game Shadowrun, a great sort of action RPG. 85% have given that there, which isn't amazing, but I'd personally give it a little bit more. You know, it would hit the 50s because I think it's got a really great story. But if you do want to buy it now, it does cost quite a lot of money. To get it boxed, you're probably looking 75, 80 quid. Cart only, you can probably pick it up for between 35 to 40, you know, if you're lucky. And then we've got a feature here on SNES troubleshooting, how to change your fuse in it and other problems that I just have no idea with. Back to reviews. American Gladiators, based on the TV series, absolutely awful, 16%. And then we've got International Tennis Tour, 69%, oh sorry, 16%, sorry, for American Gladiators. And then there's a guide here for Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Great game. I own it in my collection, but I've not sat down and played it for a while. And yeah, this game always looked weird. It's called, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, Septerian. Sort of like a bit of a survival game, you know, like the ship that you're on is sinking. Probably obviously based upon the Titanic or something. But anyway, it just looked quite interesting. 88% though we've given that, so quite a high rating, definitely. So moving on, we've got Dracula Kid. Now this got mentioned recently, Spike McFang. So 82% we've given that down here, so quite a big rating there, definitely. And then next up we've got GP1, 62%. Couple of small reviews here. Doraemon, I can't pronounce it, but I know it's like based on a cartoon. 56%. Super Black Bass, bloody hell, Paul. 42%. And then we've just got the usual Game Freak, you know, with all your letters and everything like that. New column there, Daydreaming, which was basically people would write in with ideas for games, pitch it, and then the Superplay team would, you know, see what they think, well, say what they think. And then we've got the Mode 7 cheats, a guide here for the Xandra's Big Adventure that I just briefly mentioned. That could be useful due to the fact I've actually got that in my collection now. What else have we got? A few more cheats. Advert here for Total, which I do remember a friend buying that issue because it came with a massive inflatable balloon type thing. Yeah, it was a bit weird. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just these like massive long balloons to hit each other with. Moving on, again the usual things with the interesting ometer, the envelope art, some 3x3 eyes envelope art there, which looks absolutely fantastic, and Mega Man. Again, then onto What Cart. So again, like a lot of the same stuff as, you know, every issue. Let's say What Cart does change as the issues go on. So this is another new feature here, Superplay Classic, where they'd look at another game in a bit more detail. So here, yet again, Legend of Mystical Ninja, which they gave 90%. And it tells you, you know, like when it came out, who released it and everything like that. So again, I could do with actually playing that a little bit myself and getting back into it. I loved it as a kid. And that really does look like it's going to be about it. And again, the usual subscription page with Nico having tennis balls chucked at him. So if you subscribe, you got 25%. Sorry, £25 off the Jimmy Connors Tennis, which wasn't a bad game, to be fair. And then we've just got the next month page, and then that is it. So Cybernator on the back. That was issue 10. Like I say, we'll carry on going through these. Not too much to write home about in that issue, but again, fantastic cover art there. Anyway, that's all for me. Keep watching. The latest episode is all about ID software. So again, discussing Wolfenstein series, Doom, Quake, and more. Check it out. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.